Have you ever been painting and it's been going really well, and then all of a sudden you add a little bit too much water to your painting and you cause a bloom and you go, oh no, what am I going to do now? I'm going to show you one not foolproof method, but one easy method to try to help and reduce that in your painting. So we're just going to go ahead and start getting some color down. I'm just going to grab this bright blue. We're going to get this down. So let's say we've been painting with this color and everything is going lovely. And then all of a sudden I go to rinse my brush off and boom, I add a little bit too much water. And you can see that water just pushing that pigment away. We can even add a little bit more. Oops, some jumped over there. So how are we going to go and fix this? Well, if everything's wet like this right now, I'm going to show you two ways, I guess. If everything is still nice and wet, then we can just paint over everything and fix it. Now, because this is a staining color, you're still going to get some shadowing where that color set on your painting a little bit. I'm just going to dab my brush off onto the side, and we can kind of smooth everything out again. So that's, if everything's still nice and wet, but you will get a little bit of this shadowing here, and unfortunately, that's kind of unavoidable with some staining colors. Now, let's go with option 2. Let's say we're painting, and it's a really nice painting. It's going well. And you go to rinse your brush, and then again, boom, you drop a little bit too much water in there, and it causes a bloom, and maybe we've even got one over here and one here. And you don't want to disturb the rest of the painting. You don't want to disturb the colors that are around it. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry completely, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do. So now that this is completely dry, you can see the bloom that this has left us with. And this can be a beautiful thing in paintings, and sometimes I don't mind them, but when I'm trying to get nice smooth washes, this can be really annoying. So you can fix this, like I said, once it's wet, but once it's dry, you could re-wet again and do another layer of that blue over top, but then it's going to bring the saturation of the blue up. So if you didn't want it to be a little bit darker, or if it's going to disturb some of the colors that you have around it, what we're going to do is just take some clean water here on our brush, and depending on what paper you're using and what colors, make sure you have a soft hand, because some paints can lift just a little bit, but we're just going to wet everything. And I'm just working at those edges of the bloom right now. So I'm just gently moving my brush around those edges and just ever so slightly softening them out. Now, this isn't going to make it perfect, but it is going to help. And depending on the paint that you're using, the colors that you're using, how staining they are, this may not work completely, because you can see these bottom edges where it wasn't against like the other paint. They're not really softening out as much, but these ones up here are. So is this a foolproof method? No. But does it drastically help it? Yes. So I hope this was useful to you. So like our other demonstration here, it will still stain because this is a staining color. If you were using a different color, then these edges would lift and blend out a little bit better too. But look at that. This is a much smoother transition in here now, and you can go ahead, let it dry, and do it again if you need to. But I hope this tip was useful for you. If you have any other questions or ideas for tip videos, let me know in the comments below, because I like making these quick little tip videos. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.